So a quick tour of the yard. We've currently got Fact of the Matter back in. He's just come back in from a decent summer holiday. Obviously a bit of a cross-country specialist. He was 5th at Warragam in the Belgium Grand National last year, having won at Cheltenham over the cross-country fences the previous season. He likes better ground, so obviously he's back in for the summer. It'd be nice if we could go overseas with him, but he is still a novice over hurdles. We might pursue that route with him as well. Next in, we've got Tinsmith. Tinsmith was on the flat. He's an absolute giant of a horse. You would never believe he fitted in the stalls really, but he's a lovely horse. Poor chap. He fell at the first time out over hurdles for us at Worcester last summer, and a horse landed on his ribs, and he broke his ribs. You can probably just see a bit of an indent in his ribs there, but he's recovered from that well. Back jumping nicely, and he'll go novice hurdling this summer. Next up, we've got a lovely big horse called, actually he's unnamed, he's by Dylan Thomas. He's out of a mare called Bonnie River. She herself was a winner, and she's produced a couple of decent winners in her pedigree. He's a nice big sort, rangy sort, and we'll probably start him off in a bumper. I was hoping to start him off in a bumper in the spring, but that obviously didn't happen as far as the coronavirus was concerned, so we'll try and win a bumper in the autumn with him and then get him sold, I would have thought, but he's a nice big horse. Next up, we've got a mare called Included. She was a decent horse on the flat. She's won a few. She's won a few over hurdles. She's still a novice over fences. Of a nice handicap mark that she could probably go and win over fences, I would have thought. We were hoping to go for a listed race at Cheltenham with her, but that didn't really happen on the back of the coronavirus. But she's certainly a nice horse to go and win a couple of nice chases over the summer. Then we've got Fleur Briquet. Fleur Briquet has been with us for a while now. She won a couple of novice hurdles a couple of seasons ago. Got stuck in the mud through the depth of the winter. Very much looking forward to having her ready to run in the spring. She looks wonderful. She can be competitive both over hurdles and fences. She's still a novice over fences, but certainly think she can be competitive in both disciplines. 4-time novice hurdle winner someday soon. He won four novice hurdles last summer and was placed in a couple of graded races in the autumn, the Persian War and one at Cheltenham, and he's going to go novice chasing, I think, this summer. But if there aren't the races for him, he can switch back into a decent handicap hurdle as well. Pisgah Pike. He was third first time out in a bumper for us at Ludlow. Desperately needed his wind doing. 4th at Fakenham first time out over hurdles. He's had his wind done since, and he'll go novice hurdling. Looks a picture. Next up, we've got Between the Waters. Bit of a legend. He's been around in the yard for some time now. He's won three chases, twice last summer. Certainly pay his way in handicap chases through the summer. He's yet to win over hurdles actually, so might be an avenue worth pursuing at some point. Bit of a cheeky chappy, High Renown, owned by Sheep as a Lamb Racing. They've still 25% left available in him. He was not far behind College Oak in a bumper at Sedgefield in the winter, and then he finished 5th in a probably better race at Catterick. Not beaten too far that day. I bought him on the back of that, done his wind, and he'll run on better ground through the summer. Jumps nicely, so he'll go novice hurdling. Next up is the Unbeaten One of These Nights. She makes rather nasty faces, but she doesn't mean it herself. She's run 4 times and won 4 times. Once in a point-to-point in Ireland, and then she came over here and she was run 3 times for us in novice hurdles, and she's won all 3. She won a decent Class 3 event at Stratford. She'll be a decent novice chaser for the summer, but we might try her in a handicap hurdle first time out and see how she goes in that. But she jumps fences really well, and I think she'll be a nice horse to carry on winning with through the summer. Carntop. He's obviously been a legend for us, won 3 times, a couple of novice hurdles and 1 handicap hurdle over the brush hurdles. He's unbeaten over the brush hurdles, in fact. He was a decent flat horse, rated 98, and I think we're going to go to the Ascot Stakes at Royal Ascot in 10 days' time with him before a campaign back over hurdles. Looks an absolute picture, looks really well. Delighted with how he's going. Very quick out of the stalls, so could be a bit of fun. Chatmas Hype. He's won 5 of his 10 starts. He won 4 handicap hurdles last summer and a bumper. He's looking forward to his food. His food's just coming around now, so he's very hungry. But he's been a bit of a legend. He's by A. Zawoski. A. Zawoski was by Monsan, but he does like the better ground, and he'll be one to. Oh, got his bum there. But he's certainly one that we'll look forward to running in a decent handicap hurdle through the summer, and I think he'll jump a fence at some point as well. This is Timoshenko. He was a decent horse on the flat for Smart Prescott. He won 6 times on the flat, typical handicap job, and he won 6 times on the bounce. Ran in the Cesaro, which they quite fancied in the Cesaro, but obviously it turned out to be soft ground that day. Does want better ground, small feet on him. Jumps hurdles well, and he'll go novice hurdling this summer. Could be quite a nice horse to go novice hurdling with. Here's Adrastos, yard favourite, been around for a while now. He won 4 times last summer, or 3 times last summer, and once last spring. We were going to go to the Topham with him. He jumps brilliantly, but obviously the coronavirus pandemic put paid to that. So now we're going to run him on the flat. Change tack slightly. He's going to go to the Queen Alexandra at Royal Ascot, all being well if he gets in, and then we might think about perhaps going off to Galway later on in the summer if we're allowed to go travelling with him. But he's a dear old lad. Here is another old boy of the yard, Double Treasure. He's won a plethora over fences and hurdles. He was graded place as a novice hurdler. Went up to a mark of 150, back down to 130, so should be able to win off his handicap mark over hurdles and fences, hopefully. This is Midnight Chill, who's just arrived back in for an autumn campaign. He was going to have a spring campaign, but obviously nothing came of that. He won 3 novice chases the season before last. Still a novice over hurdles, and he can certainly win more races. Pacifies another one who's just come back in. He was obviously a prolific novice hurdler last season, winning 5 on the bounce, culminating in a listed win at Kempton. Finished 2nd in a Grade 2 at Cheltenham before just coming up short at Huntingdon in the Sydney Banks. Unfortunately pulled a muscle that day, so he's had a holiday. He's back in now, looking great, and he'll go novice chasing. Jumps his fences really well, and hopefully can take high order in the novice chase division this season. Next up we have Sovereign Duke. Chrissy's just been in and done him up well. Sovereign Duke, again, he was a very good flat horse. He ran in the Cesaro, which funnily enough as well, and he's rated in the high 80s. Jumps like an absolute bunny, really cracking little jumper. So he should be a decent novice hurdler. We've just done his wind as well, so that should see a huge amount of improvement from him as well. So he could be a really exciting horse through the autumn and winter. Next up we've got Ask Robin. He won a point-to-point, and he's been placed in a couple of novice hurdles, and now he's got a handicap mark. Hopefully we should be able to have a bit more fun sending him novice handicap chasing off his mark through the autumn. Next up is Fortunate Fred, one of Andrew Brooks's. He's very kindly sending us another one this winter as well. Fortunate Fred was placed in a couple of bumpers last season at Huntingdon on soft ground. There was a feeling that he would want slightly better ground, so we brought him in slightly earlier to try and have a bit of an autumn campaign with him. But he jumps hurdles well, and he'll go novice hurdling in the autumn. Fortunate Fred. Moving on into the barn. We've just started filling up the barn. And this is Sazerac. Sazerac, she's by Sindar. She had her first run in a bumper at Wetherby. where she ran nicely, finished 5th that day. Showed a deal of promise, and certainly she's going to go novice hurdling through the summer and into the autumn. Here we've got College Oak. College Oak is by Norse Dancer from the family of Best Mate. He won his bumper at Sedgefield last season before finishing 2nd and 4th in 2 novice hurdles. We've just brought him back in to try and have him for an autumn campaign as well as a novice hurdler this year. Another one who's just come back in is Redbridge Gold. She's done very well for the summer. As you can see, Jamie's just giving her a brush off there. She again won a bumper at Doncaster season before last, but found the soft ground last winter slightly against her, so she's another one that's just come back in slightly earlier. And the other one we have in is dear old Monbeg Theatre, who's been a bit of a legend over the years for us. He's won a plethora of races and won a nice race at Cheltenham as well. Believe it or not, he's still a novice over fences, so as an 11-year-old he's going to go novice chasing through the autumn, and hopefully he can run in some of the better autumn novice chasers. So that's all we have in at the moment, which is 24. We're going to bring a few more in as the next weeks progress, and hopefully by the beginning of July we should have 50 in and be ready to go.